Good morning, Wright State University, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU. Start your day the right way with us. We will be covering current events in the news, local, national, and from Wright State. We will provide a daily dose of inspiration and positivity to lighten your day. And we will have a special feature depending on the day of the week. So grab your tea or your coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Wright Morning Show.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM for Friday, September 17th, 2021. I am Triple P, and I will be your host today, and we are going to get right into your current events for today. We're going to go ahead and get started with local events that are happening right here in the Fairborn, Ohio area. And then in about 10 minutes, we're going to cover global and national news as well. So, with that being said, let us get started. All right, so a Fairborn woman wins $10,000 from the Publishers Clearinghouse, a local woman, according to WHIO. A Fairborn woman is $10,000 richer Wednesday after being selected as a prize winner by Publishers Clearinghouse. Margaret Allgood was at the grocery store when she was alerted that someone was at her door via her doorbell camera. Allgood said she assumed it had to be something important and raced home from the store. Upon her arrival, Publishers Clearinghouse Halaguya approached Allgood with an oversized check of $10,000. Publishers Clearinghouse markets merchandise and subscriptions where people can enter in to win prizes and money. You can read more at WHIO.com. From WDTN, we talked about the Dayton mask mandate on yesterday's show, but who is exempt from this mandate? So, according to WDTN, in a unanimous vote Wednesday, Dayton City Commission passed an ordinance to require masks in the city of Dayton. The mandate went into effect immediately, requiring masks to be worn in public indoor spaces. Mayor Nan Whaley said that the decision to implement the mandate is an effort to follow CDC guidance and recommendations made by Public Health Dayton and Montgomery County last week. While the ordinance requires everyone, regardless of vaccination status, to wear masks indoors, those of you on YouTube can see that I'm wearing mine here in the studio. A number of exemptions are also outlined, including individuals with a medical condition, mental health condition, or developmental disability who are unable to remove the face covering without assistance. Any individual who should not wear a face mask under CDC guidance. Individuals under 6 years old. Restaurants and bar patrons while eating or drinking. I'm going to pause on that note. Welcome to the Wright Morning Show. What is your first name?
It's Harmony, Triple P.
Hey, Harmony, how are you doing this morning?
Doing all right.
Awesome. I'm just getting through our current events here. So continuing the exemptions for those who are exempt from wearing masks in the new Dayton mask mandate. In settings where it is not practicable or feasible to wear a face covering, such as when receiving dental services, medical treatments, or swimming. Outdoors or in an enclosed structure, such as open-air stadiums or open-air concert venues, while actually engaging in exercising in a gym or other similar indoor facility, so long as physical separation of not less than 6 feet is maintained and the individual wears a face covering at all times when not actually engaged in exercising. When an individual is in his or her work office, conference room, or other workspace not intended for use by the general public. Individuals, while acting in their official capacity as a public safety employee or emergency responder, when wearing a face covering would interfere with or limit their ability to carry out their official duties or functions, including police officers, firefighters, and other public safety or emergency medical personnel that support public safety operations. And finally, individuals complying with the directions of public safety employees or emergency responders as described above. Everybody else who does not fall in that long laundry list are required to wear masks indoors in the city of Dayton. So, Harmony, you're not exactly in Dayton, but you're in a subsidiary of Xenia.
I am in Greene County.
Yeah, you're in a subsidiary of Xenia. What do you think about the Dayton mask mandate?
I feel like, my personal view, honestly, I'll wear a mask wherever the hell I go, vaccinated or not. It doesn't make a difference to me because you're still exposing your nose and your mouth. I mean, your eyes aren't getting covered up. We may as well wear freaking goggles while we're out there, too. But, no, it's serious stuff out there. I mean,
yeah,
ER was packing up pretty heavy the other day, and I was told that the Valley South was honestly, busier than the downtown Valley for a little bit. So,
wow.
Yeah, everybody's kind of packing in there. But I would definitely say wear your mask anywhere you go. It doesn't make a difference. So I've heard a lot of stories lately.
And of course, the views and opinions expressed on this show, the Rat Morning Show, do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU Radio, Wright State University, nor their entities. I forgot to mention
my
that.
view, my opinion. This entity named Harmony.
My view, my opinion as well.
Yes.
Continuing our local news from WHIO, Yellow Springs is launching a village internet service. Yellow Springs is going into the broadband business by starting its own internet service.
Good for them.
Yes. Fight the corporations. That's what I say. The village manager said this will be a way to connect neighborhoods and businesses. Yellow Springs is known for being environmentally friendly and culturally diverse, and now you can also add innovative to the list. Village manager Josu Salmarin said, "We are starting our own municipal broadband service." Salmaran said $300,000 in grant money has secured the pilot program that will initially offer an internet connection to 17% of the village. He said The pandemic made internet availability and accessibility a top priority. "We felt the need to do this from a business perspective and a human rights perspective," Salmarin said. "There's a problem when our folks couldn't do the essential things. They couldn't go to work online, they couldn't go to school online, and they couldn't visit their doctors online. That's a problem we are trying to solve. That's why we went down this path." Yellow Springs already creates and provides its own electric service. Salmarin said that the new broadband will also be offered as a utility. He continued by saying everyone will have a choice to opt in or opt out, but said the goal is to make it faster and more affordable and accessible than other current providers. You can read more at WHIO.com. From the Cincinnati Enquirer, comedian Dave Chappelle gets an okay from Yellow Springs to open up his own restaurant and comedy club.
Nice.
I'm excited about this,
That'd
honestly.
be cool. Yeah.
Dave Chappelle is moving forward with plans to open a restaurant and a comedy club in his hometown of Yellow Springs, Ohio. According to plans submitted by Chappelle to the Yellow Springs Village Commission, the comedian plans to open a restaurant, firehouse eatery, and a comedy club live from Yellow Springs. That's the name of it, live from Yellow Springs.
Nice.
Both will sell food and alcohol and have indoor and outdoor seating with separate seating for performances. The Dayton Daily News reported that Chappelle's company, Iron Table Holdings LLC, bought the former Miami Township Fire Station in December 2020 as the site of the planned restaurant and comedy club. The spaces would have joint events, but would typically operate as two separate entities, architect Max Crump said. The restaurant will be open 7 days per week, and shows at the comedy club would be 4 days per week between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. You can read more at the Cincinnati Enquirer, Cincinnati.com. From Dayton Daily News, HP Con Charlie status has been enacted at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, restricting DoD travel to the base. You can read more at Dayton Daily News. I think I saw that a few days ago. I'm surprised Dayton Daily News is just now picking up on it, because it was posted on the base's website several days ago about HP Con Charlie. And that basically means that there's some travel restrictions at the base, because we are currently in code red in terms of COVID cases in the counties. We're pretty much where we were when the lockdown pandemic happened. Yeah, unfortunately. From WHIO, Dayton Live will require COVID-19 vaccines or negative tests for shows beginning this fall. So the Dayton Live announced it will require proof of vaccination or a negative COVID-19 test for entry into Dayton Live venues, which includes the Schuster Center beginning October 1st. Our health and safety policies will continue to be regularly evaluated and adjusted based on community health data and public health and government guidance, said Dayton Live President and CEO Ty Sutton. We got Laughing Chipmunk joining us on Discord, so I'm going to go ahead and invite her to join in. Hello, Laughing Chipmunk. Good morning.
Good morning, Chippy.
I don't know. You there, Chippy? I don't think your mic is working. Anyway, continuing on. Based on continuous audience surveys, we know our audiences want us to put additional safety measures in place. This is where we need to be right now for the safety of our audiences, staff, volunteers, and performers. Now, Dayton Live owns and operates the Victoria Theater, Metropolitan Arts Center, which is home to the Loft Theater, and the PNC Arts Annex, as well as the Arts Garage. Anonymous gift to UD makes possible West Dayton business loans, according to Dayton Daily News. You can read more at Dayton Daily News' website. Here are 5 things to do in the Miami Valley this weekend, according to Dayton.com. First, the free Ohio Players concert at the Levitt Pavilion, 134 South Main Street in Dayton, Saturday at 7 p.m. It is a free concert, so you check it out. There's the Rubber Duck Regatta at 6201 North Dixie Drive in Harrison Township. Today at 7 p.m. is when the doors open, and the program begins at 8:15 p.m. The cost is $5 per person, ages 6 and older. It's from the United Rehabilitation Services. Annual Rubber Duck Regatta will return to its temporary home for 1 year before returning to Riverscape Metro Park next year.
Nice.
So get out there and help support those with disabilities. There's the 25th annual WACO Vintage Fly-In at WACO Airfield and Museum, 1865 South County Road, 25A in Troy. This is from Friday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. There's plane rides, fun activities for children, and a Corvette car show. Nice. The cost is $6 per day for adults or $10 for a weekend pass. Student admission is $3 per day or $6 for a weekend pass, and admission is free for children under 4. Then there's the Vandalia Oktoberfest at the Vandalia Recreation Center, 1111 Stone Quarry Road. That is today from 6 p.m. to midnight and tomorrow from noon to midnight. Admission is $5 per day. A pre-sale ticket special is available online. Admission for Friday and Saturday is $14 and includes a souvenir stein filled with beer.
Oh, geez. Yeah, nice. That's potent stuff there. I can tell you that. If it's 15%, oh, that knocked me on my booty a few years ago.
There's brats, cabbage rolls, live music, and more on tap. Ha, ha, ha.
Delicious.
This weekend. Yes. And then there's the Hispanic Heritage Festival at Riverscape Metro Park, 111 East Monument Avenue in Dayton, tomorrow from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. And this is free if you want to attend. The festival kicks off at noon with a parade that sets off at 2nd and St. Clair Streets and travels to Riverscape Metro Park. All right, so get out there and enjoy those activities happening around the Miami Valley. All right, here's your local weather forecast for Wright State University. The current weather, according to tomorrow.io, is clear with a temperature of 64 degrees. The wind is coming from the south-southeast at 4 miles per hour. The humidity is 94%. And the dew point is about 7 miles. There's a little bit of fog out there right now. Air quality is moderate. Here's your weather forecast brought to you by the National Weather Service. Today, patchy fog in the morning before 9 a.m., so it's starting to clear up a little bit. And then mostly sunny with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, high in the mid-80s. Tonight, it will be mostly clear with patchy fog developing overnight, low in the mid-60s. Saturday, patchy fog in the morning, and then again, mostly sunny with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the afternoon, high in the mid-80s. Saturday night, mostly clear, low around 60. Sunday, sunny, high in the mid-80s. Sunday night, mostly cloudy, low in the mid-60s. Monday, cloudy with a chance of showers in the morning, and then showers likely in the afternoon, high around 80. Gonna get a little bit cooler on Monday. Monday night, showers likely, low in the upper 60s. And then finally Tuesday, showers with a high around 80. And now for local and national news brought to you by Cheddar News Need to Know. From CNN, the Department of Homeland Security is warning about the potential for violence leading up to and during the Justice for J6 rally planned for tomorrow in Washington, D.C. in support of the defendants charged in the January 6th riots. The organizer of the rally has said that extremists looking to cause trouble are not welcome and that it will be a peaceful protest. Republicans in Congress are steering clear of the event, and former President Trump said it was a setup for Republican voters. From the New York Times, students in Massachusetts are being picked up on the bus by the National Guard. Schools in Missouri are dropping requirements to become a substitute teacher, and one big district in Florida is offering signing bonuses for cafeteria workers. The nationwide labor shortages are hitting public schools especially hard as the new COVID-era school year goes underway. Many school districts have struggled for years with hiring and retaining behind-the-scenes workers like bus drivers and cafeteria staff, and is being made all the more difficult as other competitive jobs in the private sector, like fast food and retail, increase their starting wages. And I can attest to you, the Regional Transit Authority here in Dayton has been struggling to get drivers as well. And if you want to be a driver, you can apply over at RTA. They are looking for bus drivers right now because they've been having to cut service because they don't have enough bus drivers. From ABC News, a new humanitarian crisis is brewing on the southern Texas border, where a temporary camp housing thousands of migrants has been growing fast. Nearly 10,000 migrants are being held in deteriorating conditions under a bridge that connects Mexico and the U.S. Customs and Border Protection is sending in reinforcements to help process the growing swell of people, the vast majority of whom are fleeing the various crises in Haiti. Republicans are blaming President Biden for creating the conditions, with Texas Governor Greg Abbott comparing the situation to the Afghanistan evacuation.
Oh my God.
Yeah. From Politico, a day after U.S., UK, and Australia announced a new defense alliance meant to counter China, and France is said to be furious with the Biden administration for making the deal without its knowledge. France and Australia had a security alliance that involved France selling the Australians conventional submarines. The deal is now moot, with the U.S. leading a deal to help Australia build their own nuclear-powered subs. French diplomats in Washington canceled a gala planned for tonight over the issue, while the French foreign minister compared Biden to his predecessor, saying allies don't do this to each other. It's rather insufferable. From FT, Philip Morris International is buying a British maker of asthma and COPD inhalers, having won support of shareholders despite concerns from public health officials that the deal creates perverse incentives for the cigarette giant to profit from treating smoking-related illness. Vectura, which develops inhaled medicines to treat various lung conditions, will become part of Phil Mo's portfolio, alongside Marlboro and Parliament. The tobacco giant has said it wants to diversify its portfolio beyond cigarettes with an emphasis on inhaled therapeutics. I'm going to pause here for a second and turn it over real quick to Harmony and Laffick Chipmunk. Do you think, I don't know, to me it seems like a conflict of interest for a cigarette company to purchase COPD and asthma inhalers and start selling those in addition to cigarettes.
Well, it's no different than a CBD company owning basically owning other venues in like soda, beer, spirits, and other things. So it's not uncommon for it to be an oxymoron in that respect because you're making money in both areas and it's a diversified stock. So that's basically what the dual edge of the sword's going on there.
Yeah. From CNET, the electric car market in the U.S. is about to get much more interesting. Lucid Motors has received an astonishing EPA estimated range of 520 miles for its upcoming luxury sedan.
Ooh.
Dubbed the AirDream Edition. $169,000 and already sold out.
I was going to say it's not a dream wallet price by any means, but yeah.
That would beat the longest range Tesla by 115 miles, so the Tesla just got whooped. Meanwhile, Rivian's first electric pickup rolled off its assembly line in Illinois this week, making the startup the first to market with an all-electric truck at about $67,000. Not as bad. That one's also sold out. The first deliveries are scheduled for next month. From SI, Oklahoma and Nebraska will meet this weekend for their first game in 2010, renewing one of the oldest and most bitter rivalries in college football. It was 50 years ago this year that number 1 Nebraska beat number 2 Oklahoma in what's still known to fans as the game of the century. The Sooners and Cornhuskers stayed bitter Big 12 foes through the 2000s when their annual matchup stopped once Nebraska left the conference. Fox has the big game tomorrow with kickoff at noon. So that's another thing for you to do this weekend. Check out that college football game. From THR, get ready to see and hear a lot from Piers Morgan. The controversial British TV host has signed a mega deal with Rupert Murdoch's media empire that will have him hosting a streaming show for Fox News, writing columns for New York Post, and publishing books through HarperCollins. Morgan left his job at Good Morning Britain earlier this year following backlash over antagonizing comments he made about Meghan Markle. The last time Morgan worked stateside was when he succeeded Larry King on CNN from 2011 to 2014. All right, and that concludes your current events for today. Actually, I believe we might have one more story from the New York Times. Give me a moment here. Oh no, it's just about they're ramping up security at the Capitol for the January 6th thing, protest that they're planning to do. All right, so you could read more about that at the New York Times if you would like, but we're going to go ahead and take a break. This break is sponsored in part to you by Moogle's Meow. Good morning, Moogle.
Yes, he's moogling right along.
All right, we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into your daily dose of inspiration. And today we're talking about how to be more authentic, self-authentic, that is. So everybody stick around. You're listening to The Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM.
Hey, everyone. Check out Rush Week 2021.
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Welcome back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. This is Triple P with Harmony on the phone line, and hopefully Laughing Chipmunk through Discord. I haven't heard anything from her. Are you there, Laughing Chipmunk? I think her microphone's broken.
Maybe she's splitting some wood with them little chipmunk teeth. I don't know.
Yeah, she's trying to. It looks like she's trying to fix her microphone, and I'm not hearing anything from her.
Oh boy!
I saw her mute and then unmute. So
you watched her mutate.
All right, we're gonna get now into our daily dose of inspiration, and this comes from Tiny Buddha as well, just like yesterday's. We're going to talk about authenticity, the most important questions to ask yourself if you want to be more authentic. And this is from Deborah Mittler. But first, a quote from Brene Brown.
Oh, yeah. She's awesome.
Yeah. Authenticity is the daily practice of letting go who we think we're supposed to be and embracing who we are. So...
Somebody needs to put that in a picture frame and look at it every day.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and begin the article here. Have you ever just wanted to relax, let go, and let yourself be? Why is this so challenging for so many people? Why don't we just live naturally and allow our authenticity to be felt, expressed, and seen? Well, when many of us are little, being authentic was not okay, so we focused on trying to do things the right way according to what others had to say, because our survival was at stake. The more we did this, the more we disconnected from our true essence. We're not bad or wrong. We needed to do this in order to be loved and accepted instead of rejected, because to a child, being rejected is like death. The more we were shamed for how we were feeling, what we were doing, or how we were being, the more we learned that being true to ourselves was not okay. This was the beginning of a self-abandoning and disconnecting from our authenticity and believing that there was something wrong with us. When I was growing up, if I did or said anything that my parents didn't like, they would punish me, scream at me, or give me the silent treatment. And that was the worst for me. So, pausing real quick, Harmony, Laughing Chipmunk, can either of you relate to that as a child?
Yeah, quite a lot, yes, basically. Depending on, I guess, what was said or inferred, it was always, well, we don't do that, or you're not supposed to say that, or you're not supposed to think that way, and so it was like having your little brain molded into something other than what you were thinking at the time. And even though it did kind of squash me to a degree, I'm slowly getting it back in my adulthood. So that's a benefit, thank God.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were very impressionable. I mean, when I was probably before the age of, I'd say 6, I felt like I was probably my most authentic self at that age, I'm sure. And that's when all the crap started of, oh, no, you're not supposed to think that, say that, do that, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. And it just shocked me as a child. I had a feeling of shock. Now, how many kids are going to feel that way? I don't know, but it was a very shocking feeling. And it was like, it's like you think that, okay, well, I'm supposed to be the way that I am, and they're telling you not to. It's like, oh, what was I doing wrong? So, yeah.
What about you, Laughing Chipmunk? I saw you reconnect. Let's see if we can hear you now. No, doesn't look like it.
No, my goodness.
Oh, well. If you want to say something, Laughing Chipmunk, you can... you could post in the Wright Morning Show chat if you want to, if you can't get your mic working. On that note, continuing on, I used food to comfort myself, because no
Yes.
one validated my feelings or comforted me. That was the consistent trauma I experienced as a child, not being seen, heard, or acknowledged for how I was feeling. This was especially hard when I was afraid or crying. I would often hide in my closet and under my bed with food. Eating was how I self-loathed and how I created my own safety. Eventually, I would have to come out and interact with my family and society, which made me anxious and afraid because I was always trying to figure out the right things to do and say. And even when I thought I was doing and saying the right things, my father would often scream at me and said, "Damn it, Deb, you never do anything right." Soon enough, I became so afraid of speaking, sharing how I was feeling, and asking for what I wanted or needed that I suppressed that energy and turned into a people pleaser.
God, that's my story. I'm with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, when I was 13, my doctor told me to go on a diet, and at age 15, I became a full blown anorexic, living in severe deprivation.
Oh, God.
I created a shield around me to protect myself, and no matter how much I tried to let go of the anorexic behaviors of depriving and denying myself of everything that was nourishing, even after 23 years of going to therapy and being in hospitals and treatment centers, I still held on tightly, or maybe it held on to me for survival and safety. This is what happens with our coping mechanisms. They serve at a time, but then keep us in a bind. We want to let go, but something inside says no. I'm going to pause there for any comments. If you want to add anything.
Yeah, I can agree. I was force-fed because I got sick when I was a kid, and I was, always skinny. So I was force-fed. And then I was, forced to go on a diet, I think, when I was in, the first grade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she's too fat. You need to get the fat off. I say, okay. And, of course, that's backfired through the years. I have been a yo-yo up and down with my weight, and I have recently noticed that I do eat my feelings because I have seen a pattern, and it's still there. So I am trying to work on that as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's not fun. So you kind of see where things are. And now that I've noticed all this, I'm, putting it all together, and, I've got a plan of action. So moving forward.
Well, that's good to hear, definitely. So continuing the article. So how did this keep me in a bind? I judged myself and got mad at myself for doing the eating, starving, exercising routine. And then I judged myself and got mad at myself for not being able to stop, which created even more self-hatred and feelings of hopelessness. I also had severe anxiety and depression because I was suppressing my true feelings. I wasn't allowed to be me. Instead, I had to be how everyone else wanted me to be. I resisted this internally and then needed relief from all that conflict, which the eating, starving, exercising routine gave me. Eventually, I got so tired of fighting against my own biology and not being allowed to be me that I became suicidal. I thought that if I took my life, I would finally be free, but all those attempts just made my family even more mad at me, and they put me in another hospital for quote-unquote not behaving. I felt so lost, lonely, and confused. Trying to fit into a mold of other people's opinions, putting all my attention on trying to be the right person, which created fear in my system and a sense of separation from my true essence, my authentic expression. Being authentic in a world where social consequences are at stake if we don't behave according to what others say isn't easy. It takes a lot of courage, strength, and feeling comfortable with who we are. Being authentic is being vulnerable and real, sharing how we truly feel. Some of us don't even know what that may be because we spent our lives numbing, protecting, or projecting, and or telling ourselves we shouldn't be feeling how we're feeling, just as our parents may have done. When people ask me, "Deborah, what did you want to be when you were growing up?" I always reply with, "I just wanted to be me, but I didn't even know who me was." I was so disconnected from my true essence. Pause there for any comments.
Keep going.
Give me 1 second here.
I
Okay.
don't think I ever really got that bad. I mean, it was kind of like a drag, but I've never felt the urge to, pull myself out of the world. I've never had the anxiety, maybe some minor depression, but it's just like I've never gotten to the point where anything was that bad. And I was a big exercise, diet pills, not necessarily starvation. But, yeah, I can relate to all of what she's saying.
Yeah. Continuing on here, it's been a process to get to where I am today, living in a more authentic way. However, it wasn't easy. I experienced rejection, pain, and people getting mad and leaving me for not meeting their expectations. At the beginning, it was challenging to honor and take loving care of myself because it went against my family's rules and the ways I was used to being. It was challenging to share so openly and honestly, realizing not everyone will agree or like me. However, being authentic is one of the greatest blessings I've ever experienced on my life journey. It helped free me from the eating disorders, self-harming, and depression, and it's helped me find ease with my anxiety because I no longer hide how I'm truly feeling, my fears, pain, shame, and insecurities. By embracing them, I started feeling more at peace with myself. I've come out of the closet in many ways. I've embraced that I'm gay, I've uncovered, and I'm still discovering some of my natural talents, gifts, and abilities. I share openly and honestly about how I'm feeling about my life journey, the things I've learned along the way, the things I'm still learning today. And I flow in my natural, authentic way. In essence, I've come back home to myself. If you're struggling with any type of addiction, eating disorder, depression, anxiety, or self-harming, be kind and gentle with yourself. Those symptoms are often responses to our childhood traumas. These symptoms are not the problem, and neither are you. The real trauma isn't what happened to us. It was a disconnection from our true essence, our authentic expression, and the stories we concluded about ourselves and our life experience that may still be running the show. Pause there. Do you have anything to add on?
No, I had to mute you because of the weed whacker guy outside.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Sorry. It was a lot louder. That's why I had to mute.
It's all right. Continuing on, and Lafik Chimuk is having microphone problems here. She says, thanks, but as slow as I type, it takes me forever to send something. I mean, that's okay. If you have something to say, even if it takes you a while, go ahead and type it out.
She'll write a novel.
Yeah, really. So continuing the article, this is where I met my authentic self by going into my shadows and embracing those fearful and tender parts that have been hurting and hiding. By making them feel safe by embracing, understanding, hearing, loving, and seeing them, and giving them permission to express themselves naturally. We need to forgive ourselves for abandoning ourselves to be loved and accepted by others. We did what we needed to do at the time, and now we can give ourselves permission to flow with our authentic rhyme by discovering and uncovering our unique ways of expressing and learning how to meet our needs physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. To be authentic is to be vulnerable, and to be vulnerable is to soften our heart, to let down the walls of armor and protection, and allow ourselves to feel, process, and express how we're truly feeling. This allows us to have truer and deeper connections with ourselves and others. To be authentic is to connect with our inner child. We've talked about the inner child before several times, haven't we, Harmony?
Oh, yes. We must keep that inner child alive and happy, yes.
They hold the keys to our talents, gifts, true joy, creativity, and natural ways of being and expressing.
Yes.
This is healing, allowing our true revealing, feeling safe in our bodies and allowing ourselves to fully be ourselves again, blooming from the inside out. Here's a quote from Jim Carrey. We have a choice to take a chance on being loved or hated for who we really are. I would add, or would even suppress who we really are and just add. Wait, hang on. Let me let me reread that part. I would add, or we could suppress who we truly are and just add on to our wounds and scars and never get to experience the sincerity and divine greatness of who we can really be.
That's true. That's true.
When we start to live authentically, we can enjoy life in the present moment because our mind is no longer trying to figure out how we need to be or trying to protect us from our pain, shame, vulnerabilities, and insecurities. By embracing them, we feel more at ease and we don't have a need to numb or suppress with coping strategies that may not be healthy. So, here are some questions we can ask ourselves to help us identify what is standing in the way of our authenticity. First off, what were you rewarded for as a child? How did you get punished for as a child? Or what did you get punished for? How did your parents want you to look, dress, wear your hair, etc.?
Oh, Lord.
I got you down right now, Harmony, because of the weed whacker. What were you told that success looks like? What were you judged and criticized for? What were you told not to be like? For example, don't be loud, don't cry, don't get angry, or don't do, say, or feel, etc. What were you told was wrong or bad about you? So what do you think, Harmony?
Oh, what do I think? I can confer with a lot of those.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have had those moments, and even as parents, we find ourselves guilty sometimes of, either intentionally or unintentionally doing those to our children.
Well, and I think it's because they have these ideas of what we're supposed to be like because of what they were like, because it's one of those handed down kind of situations, and it's a societal type of thing. Mm-hmm. And in society, I can really relate to the whole, one on aesthetics, how to wear your hair, your clothes, and what you should look like and how you should act. And oh yeah, that was a huge one in my household. I was never really punished brutally for anything. I was never even spanked for that matter. But I was grounded at 19, and that's probably the first time I really got in trouble. But, well, it wasn't even really trouble. It was just stupidity. But for the most part, I can relate to why do you want to wear your hair like that? And why so much eyeliner underneath your eyes? And don't wear a dress when you're going out or a skirt. And it's just like, oh, my God. But, yeah. And you should drop some weight because if you lose weight, you look so much nicer and you could feel so much better, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, believe me, I heard that one. Mm-hmm. And then I was compared to other either family members of my age or other people in general. Why don't you dress like her? Why don't you do this like that person? Why? I'm not that person, I'm me. And that's what I would always tell her. So, but yeah, we get caught up in what other people want us to be. In fact, it's funny that you're even doing this article because I had a YouTube notification this morning, right first thing at probably 8:30, and it was Dr. Joe Dispenza talking about living in the present moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about healing. So what this lady is talking about here, being your authentic self, when you are and you do become your authentic self and you learn to live in the present moment and do things differently, you have profound healing occur within your physical body and your spiritual mind. Mm-hmm. It's an all over. Once one goes, the other one follows it in sync. And things start to come to you. Surprises, miracles, good health, good situations, good circumstances, good new people. So, and it takes time to get there, but not too much. So I would definitely say look up some Dr. Joe Dispenza and also look up we've talked it on my show before, some heart math as well, because that teach you how to live in coherence. But yeah, this lady's talking about a lot of good things, and If we were all authentic, we wouldn't have nearly half as much crap going on as we do now in the world. People are rioting and doing all this crap out of fear and anxiety.
Yeah.
It's like somebody getting their teddy bear pulled away from them and they're fighting for it back. So, yep.
That analogy can be applied to a lot of things here,
Yes.
like in the country and in the local government and everything like that. Like
Exactly.
they take stuff away from you, and then we're trying to fight to get it back.
Exactly.
We
So,
have
yeah.
we have Espen joining us on Discord. Espen, if you would like to hop into the discussion, just go raise your hand, and I'll give you speaking privileges. Continuing on, here are a few questions you can ask yourself to help you find your authentic expression. What comes easy and natural for me? Who am I when no one is looking? That's a big one.
Yeah. A crazy person.
What do I value? What am I inspired to do, but my head tells me not to? What did I love to do as a child? What do I truly enjoy doing now? What is real about me, regardless of whether I judge it as good or bad? And what are my best qualities? Any thoughts on that?
I think we all need to dig down deep for all those things.
Yeah.
Because we do need to see our redeeming qualities. So, and a lot of people don't even realize if they're having feelings of depression sometimes or unworthiness, because they can be subtle as well. But I suggest getting a piece of paper and writing down what your good qualities are, what your strengths are, what your desires are, and what is it that is your passion in life. I feel like those are some places to start, and it leads you into a good space. I mean, it shows you more of what type of a person you truly are. It's going to show you more of your authentic self, and to be true to you and nobody else but you. I mean, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You have to be, as Shakespeare quoted, to thine own self be true. And that is just so real. You have to, because if you're not true to you, then you can't be real and true to other people either. So
That's definitely true. I think, self-discovery and self-exploration is key to finding your true self. Get out there and do some things and see what you like and what you don't like and what you value and don't value.
yeah, and if you need counseling, go get it, because it's extremely, extremely beneficial. It can help you sift through a lot of things that you might not be able to sift through on your own. And when you have an extra person in the mix, it can be very helpful as to them helping you point certain things out, or even help you to excel in the areas that you're really good in. So it's good to implore some sort of counseling or support group or something that will give you that camaraderie so that you can pull it all through.
Yeah, there's your cat again.
He's all the way in the bedroom.
Could still hear him.
It's funny. Yeah, he's all the way in the bedroom.
All right, here's our last set of questions. These are questions to ask ourselves for self-inquiry. Am I enjoying what I'm doing, or am I doing what I think I should be doing? Do I always try to find the right things to say, or do I say how I truly feel? Do I pretend to not be bothered when I really am? Do I try to look good to others and create a false self-image so I'll be loved and accepted? How do I feel about myself? Do I feel like I'm being true to who I know myself to be? Do I relate to myself when I'm happy? Do I relate to myself when I'm feeling sad or angry? What do you think there?
I would say when you're sad or angry, look into yourself at that moment. Don't just sit with that feeling. Dig a little bit deeper and peel some layers off. Ask yourself why you're feeling that way, or why something or someone is triggering you. Send your mind back a little bit as to what's going on a deeper level. As far as Some of the other things, I feel like, just deriving what's important to you in that moment, not hiding anything, just bringing it all forward.
Yeah.
So
I was going to add on to the feelings of sad and angry. We've mentioned, or it's mentioned a lot in counseling too. Anger is a surface feeling. It basically there's your
that
cat.
would be Moogle clawing at the carpet. Yes, he's feisty right now.
Anger is a surface level emotion. So pretty much almost always when we're angry about something, there's a secondary feeling under that anger that
Which
we're
is
feeling.
called fear. We're fearing
It's usually
something.
fear, yeah.
Yes.
And then the way I see it too, when we're sad or angry about something, there's also something that we care about. And it's because we care about that thing, whatever that thing is, that's because we're sad or angry, because what we care about is being threatened, so to speak. So I think if you dig deep, you'll be able to find out what you truly value under that sadness and anger.
Exactly. And that's the really crazy part too, because it's like when we're talking about this, it brings up, anxiousness and anxiety disorder.
Mm-hmm.
Because, when we get in that place, we feel trapped, we feel cornered, and that automatically triggers our flight or fight response. And it's usually triggered and activated, and then we usually have this point where we freeze, and then after the freeze, we have that cool down moment, and then it goes away. But the thing about it is we start noticing patterns, and that's where anxiety, panic attacks, etc. start coming in at. So it's really good to look at these things as they're arising to catch them. And I know sometimes we don't even know why we're anxious or why we're panicking, because that's a big thing. Sometimes we just don't know because there's nothing around to activate us that we think. But, it just could be something on a deeper level, and we just haven't dug it up completely, and it's just not ready. It's bubbling up to the surface, but it's just, not retrievable at that moment.
Yeah. So finishing off the article, here's the simple truth I know about beautiful and amazing you. You are inherently good. You're naturally valuable and lovable. Your uniqueness is a gift. You are divinity perfect. You're worth taking up space. You are an important part of this human race. You matter. This isn't about striving for perfection. It's about embracing your authentic expression.
Mm-hmm.
And that was from Deborah Mittler on Tiny Buddha.
Well, she's got some great stuff to say, and I would say anybody out there, if you want something good to read, Tiny Buddha, Chicken Soup for the Soul. If you feel like a telephone book, Marianne Williamson's Return to Love. So, yeah, lots of good stuff. We just really need to be who we are in the moment.
Yes. All right, we went way over time. We're going to take a very quick break, and when we come back, we're going to get into some funny news, a few funny news stories to finish off the show. So you're listening to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a minute or two.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry...
And we're back to the Wright Morning Show on WWSU 106.9 FM.
All right, we just got 5 minutes left here in the Rant Morning Show, so we're going to quickly go through. We're going to do the Florida Man edition of Freaky Friday.
Good old Florida man.
Yeah. From Newsweek, an internal investigation by the Orange County Sheriff's Office revealed that a Florida man allegedly used Disney World-issued equipment to access private information and give unauthorized tours.
Nice.
Oh, wow. On Thursday, the details of the investigation surrounding the 30-year-old man were uncovered surrounding the incident. On June 4th, an Orange County deputy was called to Disney World's Hollywood Studios regarding a man who was trespassing. Through another deputy who was working off duty at the park, the deputy learned that the man was taken into the office by a Disney manager to be escorted from the park for trespassing. According to a police report, the manager said that over a number of days, his team found out about the unauthorized overrides on reservations in the Disney World app meant for employees only. That was posted 11 hours ago, by the way.
That is hilarious. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Let's see here. 3 days ago from ABC 7. A Florida man accused of pulling up to toll booths naked was arrested on several indecent exposure charges, officials said. The man was booked into the Osceola County Jail on Saturday, troopers with the Florida Highway Patrol said. An investigation found that the man was naked as he entered the cash lines of the toll plazas, troopers said. He had visited 7 toll plazas on 3 different days around 7 a.m. Toll workers told troopers the man had no clothes on and was showing his privates.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but was his toll bridge going up or was it down?
I don't know.
I don't want to know.
I don't want to see an erected toll bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
This was also posted recently. This was from Daily Interlake. A Florida driver called the Kalispell Police Department because he couldn't find the library. After he left the library, he couldn't find his car. He eventually located the vehicle in a parking lot.
Nice.
A woman believed the boy stole newly purchased items still in the bag with the receipt out of her truck. She didn't realize the bag had been stolen until she got home and apparently remembered seeing the boy pushing the basket in the parking lot near her truck. I think that's a different story, but yeah, interesting. Oh, here we go. 4 days ago from Click Orlando. A 70-year-old Florida man had been accused of slamming a child into the ground at a Florida playground after yelling that the kids were making too much noise. Police arrested the man on a child abuse charge in Clearwater, Florida, and took him to the Pinellas County Jail, arrest records show. Officials say there were several kids having fun at the playground at around 6:30 p.m. Saturday when the man stormed out of his nearby apartment, annoyed over the noise. WTSP reports the man picked up a 10-year-old child by the shirt and slammed the kid to the ground. Officials say the child was not seriously hurt.
WTF.
Yeah, really.
That's just crazy.
From NPR for 4 days ago. Let's see here. Brian Raymond of Fort Myers, Florida, has filled so many potholes on his street that it ended up feeling like he was sweeping the city's problems under the asphalt. So recently, he decided to call it a ruckus. He put a banana tree into the latest gravel fissure. Officials say his private road isn't their problem, but maybe this time his antics will lead to a more fruitful city response.
That's funny.
Planting banana trees in potholes. There you go.
Why not? Life is interesting.
4 days ago from WFLA, this will be our last story for today's show. An Ormond Beach man is accused of spraying bleach on a 4-year-old and soaking a bedroom in fuel.
Oh, gross. Seriously.
Yeah. Authorities say Mac Airline Arline were called to a home on Avenue E in Ormond Beach after a request from the Daytona Beach Police Department. According to deputies, a woman showed an officer with the Daytona Beach Police Department a clip of Arline pouring tiki torch fuel around their home and spraying the child with Clorox in his face.
Oh, my God.
The woman told that officer Arline was heavily intoxicated and also threatened to kill their children and burn down the house. A release from the sheriff's office says. Wow. Oof. All right.
People going crazy out there.
Yeah, really. Don't be Florida man.
God, yeah. Put the bleach away, dude. Seriously.
All right. This concludes. Thank you, everybody, for tuning into the Rhett Morning Show. We're here every weekday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., but stay tuned because there may be a different morning show on Monday mornings from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the station. If that were to happen, it's going to be kind of like a combination morning show. So, like, it'll be hosted by our sports director, Parker Testa, and the general manager, Shay Neal, from the Ray Coffee Cafe here on campus. And so they'll be doing that, and then I'll be hopping in once or twice during the morning show to give your news beat and things like that on Monday morning. So stay tuned for that. And otherwise, we'll be here every weekday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM. Thank you, everybody, for listening in, and have a great weekend. Thank you for coming on, Harmony. Thank you,
no problem.
Chimuk.
Thank you.
And
her silence speaks volumes.
And thank you, Weed Whacker. Thank you, Moogle. And thank you, everybody else. We'll see you again later.
Yo, this is Shinobi Ninja, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton, Dayton's right choice.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Pass it on.
Now's the time to stay apart. Social distancing. But I'm adding something else. Pull together. What's pulling together while we're staying apart? It's calling family to check in on them. It's waving to your neighbor. It's the things we should have been doing all along. And when this tragedy passes and we're able to come together, we'll be stronger than ever because we've already pulled together.